have ice. Woo! Which is amazing. And with this setback, I'm amazed at the amount of community support and everything that we've gotten from all of you here tonight and the rest of the community and all the businesses and everything that have helped out. I couldn't have been any prouder than our community through this whole thing. With everyone's support and everyone's help, we managed to fundraise over $117,000. As well as we applied for a big CFIT grant, which we were lucky enough to get that grant for an additional $58,000. As well as the big event we had back in March with the Craft Hockey Bill. That was amazing. We had probably over 800 people in here that day supporting us, as well as national coverage. With that, it didn't go unrecognized. The head coach for the Edmonton Oilers, Ken Hitchcock, recognized us and seen what we did here. He contacted a gentleman by the name of Will Brooks, who has an organization called the Rink of Dreams. Their organization helps to fund and help arenas like us get funding for different projects for repairs and everything else, as well as ice plants and stuff like that. He put us into some great contacts. One is RCL Construction, who we commissioned to replace the chiller and the plant, and we did several upgrades to that. They've been amazing. They also put us into contact with Global Sports. Global Sports is a company that builds arena floors and arena dashboards and stuff. And with their contact, we were able to purchase these new boards to put in, which are actually right out of Rexall Place. So they are actual NHL boards, and I'm sure some of those puck marks are from Connor McDavid and some of your favorite players. With the new boards as well, they brought our boards and that up and the arena up to regulation to be able to host contact hockey, which we can now host up to Junior B. This allows for a greater revenue stream, so we can rent out more ice slots to different teams and more communities as well, which we have, as we are fully booked now. So again, I'd like to thank everyone who's helped donate with all the donations. I'd like to especially thank the people that helped and put in hundreds of hours in tearing out the old boards and demobbing them and hauling it away. Everyone who donated equipment, time, to help all that stuff away as well. Especially want to thank, again, all the volunteers, all the community support we've had. It's been tremendous what we've come up with. I'd like to thank our board of directors for putting long hours of long meetings discussing all sorts of stuff on how we're going to make this work. Volunteers that help with any kind of cleaning throughout the board process and the chiller process. I'd like to extend a thank you to the Lac Ste. County for their continued support. They've been pretty helpful throughout this whole situation as well. And again, I just want to thank all of you guys for helping and supporting us all the way through this, so we could have this grand opening and continue to have the ice and the program and keep the kids going and everything like that. So again, thank you everybody here for your help. Now, our MLA Shane Getson's here tonight. He'd like to come up and say a few words as well. So let's welcome Shane.
Well, thanks, folks. I'm going to keep it really brief because these kids are going to stampede over top of me. They've been waiting for a long time for this ice. And as the new guy, new into politics as an MLA, Rich Valley, you guys actually blew me away. Absolutely. The team spirit, the cooperation, everything that went into this. And what really struck me is when you guys invited me when I was just a candidate. And, you know, we had this big event in the Craft Hockey Canada. You guys did phenomenal on that. And when I was first seeing that out there and we saw Mr. O'Neill Carlier's signs out front and my signs were out front, I actually drove up with my truck. I think you saw me on the side of the road taking my signs down. I didn't want to make it about politics. I didn't want my signs out here detracting from that. But the next day I came back and, sorry, it's going to crack me up a little bit. It's scary. It's emotional. Somebody had put my signs back up, and I'd asked someone, well, on my team, like, who in the heck did that? And they didn't. Someone from your community put my signs back up. So with me, it resonated. And when we were going into this budget, you know, the thing is, once we got elected, that was when the fun started. That was when the work started. And our budget was frozen. So the $58,000 CFIP grant, it was closed down. I literally ran into a minister here in the back office in the Confederation room in between when we were in house, and I said, you know, where are we at with Rich Valley? If there's anything that we can do to free up some cash. And she said, I'm sorry, Shane, everything's with Treasury. Everything's tied up right now until we get through that blue ribbon panel. And I told her the story of my signs. I told her that if there was any group in my area that deserved this, these kids, they deserve it. And she managed to play your story or that story. I showed the Hockey Canada thing with the craft tour. Our group got behind it. They managed to squeeze up the cash. So I'm very proud to say that your story resonates with a lot of good folks. And I ran into one young child, I guess, out of Wabamun, and they were asking me, are we going to be able to get the ice this summer, or this fall? And I said, a lot of grown-ups are working on it. And it was at that point I didn't know if we would or not. But I sure as the hell wasn't going to break a promise to a little. So, well done, Rich Valley.
So I guess we'll do the ribbon cutting. I think Lisa should come up here and be cut because she's probably the biggest part of it.
Sorry.
I can't reach that, so I'm out there.
She's a
Okay,
rock.
everyone, we're officially back open. Thank you all for coming.
Also, there's free hot chocolate, coffee, tea concession, and you can join us for cake in the hall as well.